still want to go a little deeper on the structuring, because most people struggle with this because they think that structuring is a knowledge question. And you just explained it very well. It's not a knowledge question, it's a process question.
Mm.
Yeah. And I think that is a switch. Can you explain that switch a little further? Because I think this is what most people are struggling with.
Yeah. So from my perspective, the game was, what are the 4 factors or analysis or sets of information, or, insert your, because I think with the McKinsey interviews, they kind of give you the logic that they want. The logic will be, we want the key factors, or we want the key issues, or we want to look at the key buckets of information. So I went, well, I need to find in everything the 4 areas that I want to look at, or the 3 areas I want to look at, and then challenge myself to just keep it super high level and be like, what are the broad 4 areas that I want to look at? And that, you're then not thinking about a framework, you're then thinking about the case. And the cases, I had everything from a construction company to an app at a university. And I think within that structure, I just forced myself to say, okay, what are the 4 buckets for each of those that I'd want to look at a high level, and then broke that high level down. So you're not trying to solve the case or solve the structure immediately. You're just very segmented in, okay, I'm looking for 4 buckets of analysis. And I this may sound a tad arrogant, but I don't think that's challenging. If someone says to you, like,
it's not,
McDonald's is struggling with their revenue, what 4 areas would you look at? Would you be like, okay, maybe the customers, maybe the price of goods, has there been a competitor next door, or something else? And you could be like, cool, yeah, that sounds good. And then it's the common sense that sits under that, or the obvious stuff in a structured manner.
Yeah. That's 90% of the consulting industry.
Yeah.
It's obvious stuff in a structured manner.
But I think the key was, when it got difficult, I had scripts, because it's fucking hard in the moment. Like, you get a lot of information, you're like, what is going on? And I had always had these voices it was like prying at me, like, you're not good enough, or this is not good enough. And I just had to just tell them to be quiet in stronger words than that. But I had that throughout. And that the other learning from this was that those limiting beliefs never go away. They morph into something else. And having a process to fall back on helped when it gets challenging.